right, we are about to start. Reyes on the mound, Son Hyung Ju on the mound for KT. Wang Jae-yoon getting the start at first. Kim Sang-soo moving to second base instead of shortstop earlier in the season. The big thing to watch for is stolen bases. I talk about it every time KT plays. The worst defensive catcher in the league is behind the plate for KT. The amount of steals he gives up is unmeasurable. As the first pitch is outside for a ball 1. Son Hyung-ju, a 2.8 ERA on the season. 0-1 though. He is one loss also did come at home with a 4.50 ERA. He's only had 2 starts. As that one is in there for a strike. He's only had 2 starts on the season, so as I'm hitting these in the wrong spot. There we go. And that's in there for a strike down at the bottom of the zone. And it's 1-2. So Song Hyun-ju, 4 pitches, 2-seam fastball, most of the time, 47%, 143 out of the hand. Cutter, 34% of the time, 137. Then a changeup, 14% of the time. And then also a curveball. He'll see 2 or 3 curveballs, 5% of the time. No. You are first, sir. Every time. I will accept nothing but that. And that's going to be ball 3, ladies and gentlemen. 1 batter, and we have ourselves a full count. Nothing beats the first batter full count, as that will be ball 4. And that is the very first walk that either pitcher has given up all season long. Again, both pitchers coming into this game, they both thrown 2 games. He has thrown his last outing was against SSG, 7 innings, 75 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 0 walks. Reyes also 0 walks on the season, so they now have 1 walk and a runner on first. And he fakes the bunt, pulls it back, and it's a ball 1. So again, I don't understand the bunting here. You've got Kim Jae-hyun on first. The guy behind the plate, Jang Sang-woo, is he's just not good defensively. That is in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1 now. So it is a little chilly. A friend of mine sent me a video. It's actually raining in some parts of or snowing in some parts of the country right now. And he fakes the bunt, and it's now 2-1. So really, kind of back to the early season weather where it's a high of 10 degrees. It did rain a little bit earlier here today, and the 2-1 is going to be chopped foul, and it'll be 2-2. So it did rain earlier here today. So the rain was supposed to stop around 1. It looked like it was going to be raining until about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in most of the country, at least where the games are being played. There may be a not going to the game. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch, and fouls that away, and we'll have another 2-2 pitch. I figured you'd be going. I figured there'd be a lot of canceled tickets once they saw the weather. Yeah, it was rain. I took the recycling out earlier, and it was it was raining, so. All right, glove up to the hand is we've got something going on with the umpire. He's in a full-blown parka today. And here we go. Big shaky camera and the 2-2 pitch and low, and it's 3-2. Two pitchers or two batters, two full counts. Just the way you drew it up. Both of these pitchers have not thrown since last week. Normally a Sunday is a rough day as they check over at first base and he is in there. Usually Sunday is a rough day because if they pitch on Sunday, it's the only day of the week that you would pitch on Tuesday and Sunday, meaning you would only have 5 days in between starts. All of the other days is you have a 6 day, you have a 6 days of off time in between starts. So fatigue does show up a little bit as they check over at first again, as I imagine he is going to be off on the pitch. There's the former Hanwha cheerleader. All righty, the 3-2 pitch. And he flares it into left field. And just like that, the no-hitter is also gone. And we've got runners on first and second with nobody outs here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Gujauk. Moved back up in the lineup. The last game that I streamed of Samsung's was the last Sunday, I believe. The one hitter from Reyes, and Gujauk was down in about the 7th spot in the lineup. So he must have turned things around a bit to be moved back up. We'll see as he steps off. Again, well, he stepped off there because there was 4 seconds left on the pitch clock. So average up to 194 now with 4 home runs. Wonder how many of those are at home as he drops down the bunts and they'll go to first base and overthrow, and that's going to be an error. Gujauk is going to head to second. The Yuji Hyuk is going to come home, and the throw is way in time. Good Lord, why the hell did you send him? Wow, what an awful sin by the third base coach. Tried to go 3 bases on a wild throw to first in a ballpark that doesn't have a lot of room in foul territories. Good Lord, that was an awful sin. But anyway, Samsung will get 1 run on the. We'll go with an E1 run scored by EJ Hyun. I like Rojas already had the ball whenever he was at third. Huh? All right. Well, Kujauk is going to be on second base, and that's going to bring Kong Min Ho as it's 1 out, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 horrible base running coach. Yeah, I thought it would be raining right now in Suwon too, but Suwon is a little bit west of Seoul. It's south and west. Good Lord, Kenny, what's happening with Lotte? Oh, it would have already hit KT before it hit as that is down low for a strike, and it's 1-1 now. It would have gotten to Suwon before it got to Seoul. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch, Kang Min Ho, and he lays off of a ball way outside, and it's now 2-1. Kang Min Ho hitting 400 on the season, leading the league in hitting, or I guess. What? As that is outside, and it's 3-1. All right, here comes the 3-1 pitch. He sets up right down the middle and just catches the outside corner, and it's going to be another full count, third full count of the day. What do you mean she's an LG twin? So she went to Taiwan and came back? Oh, she's doing both? And the 3-2 way outside, and another walk, his second walk of the day, and that's going to bring up Diaz, the left-hander who loves him some right-handed pitcher. It makes sense. Now I can see Mary Kate making sure that every LG game is streamed. All right, runners on the first and second, one out. Diaz up, and he looks at ball one on the inside. You've got to vote for him. Next week is a bunch of SSG games, but I think two of them will be LG games, LG and SSG. And the 1-0, and that's going to be ground ball to the first baseman. He throws to second, so he's going to go to first, and that will be a 3-6-1 double play. They get out of this horrible inning for their starter with just one run. Yeah, they're playing good baseball, and oops, we've got an error on KT. All right, well, somehow they get out of that inning without more damage, courtesy of horrible base running, and then, well, that was the big thing. Horrible base running. Otherwise, they would scored a second run, and they'd still have a runner over on third base with one out. Or, sorry, two outs. Here we go. The bottom of the inning. Reyes out on the mound. Kang Ho back behind the plates. Oh, well, two walks, a single, and an error, but they only give up one run. You have to feel like that is a win. Reyes on the mound, 150 ERA, 2 games, 2-0. 12 innings, 103 batting average against. He's given up 2 runs total on the season. He's given up 1 home run. He has a .33 whip. He has been absolutely filthy. One of those is the big reason is because he played against Hanwha on his last start. Went 7 innings, 7+ innings, 92 pitches. He gave up 1 hit. That's why he came out. He actually went out for the 7th with a perfect, or went out for the 8th with the perfect game going, and gave up 1 hit to Moonhyun Bin. So yeah, against KT last year, he had a 182 ERA in 4 games. He was 1-0 with a .93 whip. So he has pitched well against KT as Rojas looks at just strike one on the inside. And the 0-1 swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Wrong button. And it bounces that one in the dirt, and it'll be 1-2. So Reyes has 11 strikeouts, 0 walks on the season. He has given up 1 home run. He gave up a home run in his first game against Tucson. Went 5 innings and just 67 pitches, but he didn't pitch in the spring due to an injury, and Rojas pops that one up. Third baseman Kim Young-un, and it hits off of the netting as he slams into the pole. The looks like it's kind of windy. The third base coach is trying to get the ball out of the netting, but he's not able to. Be interesting on these foul balls just because the wind is blowing so hard. Again, it's pretty bad weather. Supposed to rain all day tomorrow also, so the fields will be nice and sloppy on Tuesday. And all right, the 1-2 pitch once again, he lays off of it, and it's 2-2. 175 on the season for Rojas. He's definitely been struggling offensively. Does have an outfield assist already today, though, and that is going to be a ground ball through the right side. And that is a leadoff single for KT. The no hitter is away a little bit quicker than last week. Rojas heads to first base with a single as he attempts to bring that average back above the Mendoza line. Rojas and Diaz having a little powwow chitty chat over there at first base. All right, Hog Young Mean steps in, and looks like it is raining in Suwon. It looks like it is windy and raining as everybody starts covering. No, never mind. That is snow, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like snow. As they are calling it now, as snow is starting to pelt down. Big, thick, flurry snow is starting to fall down in Suwon. They are on the phone. I mean, it just looks like, I would say, sleet if I would say anything. They're big, chunky snowflakes. Yeah, to me, it looks like it is sleeting as everybody starts to get out their umbrella. As the ABS zone was not working. The KT cheer captain helping out one of the cheerleaders, making sure her hood is over. I already said it was a ball. Should have just called me. Yeah, it is snowing. And we will have ourselves I don't have a button for a snow delay, guys. It wasn't on my, yeah, that is sleet. It is coming down hard as they are now off the field. The KT cheerleaders in their shorts. Yeah, I don't know what's the difference between hail and sleet besides the size. I'm sure there's some real real thing. So once again, another day, we will have ourselves a rain delay. Uh, what would snow? What would sleet be? No, sleet. As they are getting the yeah, maybe it looks like tiny hail or something, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, to me it looks like sleet more than hail. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna last very long. Looking at the radar, but yeah. So, anybody have that as one of their wagers? Yeah, I always just assumed, yeah, sleet is freezing rain, but hail is freezing rain too, but it's bigger. No, those sites would be like, no, that wasn't hail. That was sleets. You don't get paid. Well, we've had what we would call a very interesting first inning so far. We have had we've had a leadoff walk on a full count. We've had a first and second, nobody outs. We've had a failed bunt with an error. We've had a poor base running decision or poor third base coaching. We've had an outfield assist. We've had a run. We've had and now we've had a hail or a sleet delay. That was an awful send. I would say that's sleet then, because I would not be worried. I would just be like I would not be worried about it hurting my car as we watch some replays. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't think it'll last too long. Nice little rain delay. So are we going with hail then? I've never seen hail in Korea. And the umpires are back out on the field. Oh, I gotta stop making a habit of this rain delay stuff. 42 in the first inning. That is rough. Welcome, welcome. You came in to talk about the Giants game. Still first, still top of the first. Good lord, 5-0 already. Doosan is also up 2-0 with a bases loaded in the first. Hanwha's already down 1-0. Oh, Chejuan is back. That'll help Kiwoom's offense. 7th. Everywhere's already offense. Wang Sung Bin scored the first run in the inning, and he is back up. Hail or Hail Mary? Who's Kim Jin-wook has been pitching pretty well for Lotte too. He's had a good start of the season. Love a good rain delay on a Sunday. A Sunday. Mhm. Now we've got a random commercial, a random KBO advertisement. It's just this good Just says end. Oh, we're back. All right, we're back. That was a ball. That was super weird. They just went into this KBO advertisement and they're like, oh, yeah, we're back. All right, here comes the 2-0 pitch, and that catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 2-1 now. So, catch you guys up. Rojas over on first base. Hog Young Min steps in. The count was 1-0 whenever the hail came. And it looks sunny now. And here comes the 2-1. That is crushed, but foul. And it's 2-2. Oh, almost out of the stadium. All right, here we go. The 2-2 pitch. And checks over on first on Reyes, and he is easily back. All right, the 2-2 pitch. Kang Min Ho sets up in the middle of the plate, and he wide, and that's going to be ball 3 of full counts. Runner on first, and a full count now. Hog Young Min is not a guy that's particularly strikes out a lot, so this might be a time where you start the runner. Reyes isn't a huge strikeout guy. And that is going to be ball 4, his first walk of the season. And just like that, KT also has the first 2 runners on base. One of the best. One could say that. In fact, you said that. So one definitely could say that. All right, Kang Bae Ko steps in and fakes the bunt because why not have your number 3 hitter, your DH bunting? As I guess we'll have a little mound visit here. Or nope, Kang Bae Ko's got to get some more spray. Oh, we do have a mound visit. 13 pitches, and now for Reyes, as both of these pitchers are struggling today. All right. Yeah. You have the same calculator that the KBO managers have, apparently. All right, we'll try this again. The 1-0 pitch to Kang Min Ho. And he lays off of it. Did he go around? Oh, he did go around, and that will be strike 1. The DH, the number... Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't say that was a swing, as that is going to be popped up. Left fielder over and under it is not going to move the runner up, as Gujauk has a really good arm, and that will be 1 away. They should have bunted. They should have bunted. What a poor decision. Should have bunted. If you would have bunted, then you easily would have had an error on the pitcher, and a run would have been able to score. So Kim Min Hyuk steps in. 321 on the season. And the first pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Reyes, last year, again, a 182 ERA against KT, but in Suwon, here where they're playing today, he had a 255 ERA in the 3 games. That's going to be a ground ball. Diaz, the 1-6, not in time. As they attempted the exact same thing A 1-6-1 double play. That will not get it done, though, and they'll have a runner over on third base. Rojas moves over to first, and that'll bring up. So runner on first and third. That'll bring up a Jang Sang-woo. It is windy. Pitch number 18 of this first inning as Jang Sang-woo looks at ball one on the inside, and it's 1-0 now. And the 1-0 pitch sets up on the outside, and he in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 now. And Jang Sang-woo hitting, Jang Sang-woo hitting a 173 on the season as something is happening. The umpire grabbing the back of his hat. The KT flag is all wrapped up. And the 1-1 is way inside, and it's 2-1. And Jang Sung-woo, 173 on the season at the plate, and he's probably given up 173 stolen bases. I'll have to do a quick check, but could be off a little bit. There have been 21 stolen base attempts against him so far this year. He has allowed 18 stolen bases. He's thrown out 3. And that 3-1 pitch is into left field, and that will be an RBI single as the KT Wiz tied up here in the bottom of the first, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another game. A little hail never stopped nobody. Beijing Day. I'm making up cheer songs now. And that's going to be a swing and a miss to Beijing Day, 0-1. 222 on this season for the center fielder. Does have 1 home run. And he lifts that into center field. Running in is Kim Sang-soo. He grabs it, and that's going to be a run-scoring single as both runners move up. We'll have a 2-1 KT lead on another single. And just like that, it is no longer a tie game. Not a good jump by the center fielder. He kind of waited, hesitated before he started coming in on that. As that is going to be a ball on the inside. Wang Jae-gyun hitting at 200 on the season as they're trying to find him places to play. And the 1-0 misses inside, and it's 2-0. Again, this game is not an issue of these guys pitched on Tuesday because neither one of them pitched on Tuesday, so it's not a Tuesday Sunday thing. No, here comes the 2-0 pitch, and that is low, and it's 3-0. Reyes really struggling here early. And get me over fastball. It gets over, and it was a fastball, and it's now 3-1. And that will be ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. No walks whatsoever in his first 2 games, and he has walked 2 here already. 29 pitches in this first inning, and the pitching coach will head to the mound. Well, that's why he was in the major leagues, man. That right there, that take is why he was in the majors. "29 pitches in this first inning for Reyes. Son Heung-jun didn't pitch well in his first inning either. Got out of it with only 22 pitches and 1 run. Should have been more, and then now he's been waiting for a good 25 minutes or so after this inning is taking long itself. Plus, you have the hail delay, as time is called. Jang Jun-woo. Nope, Jang Jun-won. 300 on the season. I think the umpire is struggling to hear the pitch comm because it's so windy. And that catches the top of the zone. Did he walk in a run? Yeah. First start of the season for him. What do you expect? As that is lifted into the left field, Gujauk going over and under. And they'll leave the bases loaded on the fly out to left, but they get 2. And we'll go to the bottom or the top of the second. It's 1-2 KT. 3 hits and a walk, or 2 walks and 2 runs. Sloppy first inning from both guys, both pitchers. It's possible. That might have been to center field if it wasn't for the wind, though. I see the Hanwha manager's back up to his old tricks of having the guy that can't hit but he's fast leading off the game. With 3 left on base. Oh, Kim Young-un will step in, the third baseman. 31 pitches for Reyes in that first inning. Oof. And he looks at just strike 1, and that is 0-1 now. 294 on the season for the third baseman. 3 home runs to go with that almost 300 average. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's 0-2. I think he's the one that had the 0 for 5 day. Yeah, he's the one that had the old, during the SSG Samsung game, he's the one that had the 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. And here comes the 0-2, and that misses upstairs, and it's 1-1, or 1-2. And the 1-2 is going to be chopped up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. And just like that, another base runner is on, and another leadoff base runner. All 3 half innings have had a leadoff runner on. Actually, all three innings have had a leadoff runner followed by a second runner. Yeah, excellent defense positioning. All right, that's going to bring up Pak Byung Ho. And he lays off of that, and it's, oops, wrong button. 1 0. Pak Byung Ho, 186 on the season, but he does have 5 home runs. 11 hits, 5 of them have been of the souvenir variety. And here comes the 1 0, and that's going to be a ground ball. 6 4 3 double play. The second double play that they have hit into already today. Ooh, that rhymes. Awesome. Sweet. So 2 away now, and that'll bring up Eun Jung Bin. At some point, they have got to get rid of Pak Byung Ho. Again, he is not like, yeah, I don't care if you hit 5 home runs, but you, other than that, are not very good. As Yoon Jung Bin looks at to strike 1. And that is ball 1 inside. And fouled away, and it's 1 and 2. Still no song? That's ridiculous. The guy's been on the first team for like 2 years, and he still doesn't have a song. That tells you how much they care about him. All right, the 1-2 swing fouls it into his calf and or shin, looks like, and it's gonna stay 1 and 2. And that's misses upstairs, and it's 2 and 2. Let's see here. And runs the count full. Gotta love a full count every single inning. All right, here comes the 3-2 count. He sets right down the middle and misses. That's as he chops it foul, stays live, and it'll be another 3-2 count. Trying to do all my calculations here. And that will be ball 4, and we'll have another base runner because 1 is. Runner on first now. Again, that's the 3rd walk that he has issued today. Reyes issued 2 in his first inning. We'll have the bottom of the order here. Kim Sung-yoon, the center fielder, steps in. Might bunt for a hit here as the first baseman is playing pretty far off. As that is up high, and it's now 1-0. 314 on the season for the center fielder, taking over for Kim Ji-chan, who is, I believe, out with a hand injury. And the 1-0 is in there for a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 1-1. Outside, it's 2-1. Son Hyung-jun did pitch against Samsung last year. He pitched in 1 game, 1 inning, got a win, but I believe he, with an ERA of 3, I don't know how well earned that was, as that is outside, and it's 3-1. All right, the 3-2 pitch. Full counts, a full counts. Everybody loves a full count. And in the dirt, that'll be ball 4 as he's now walked 2 more this inning. That's 4 on the day. That's 2 walks with 2 outs. Walking the number 8 and 9 hitters. That's an interesting strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out. Brings up the top of the lineup, E.J. Hyun. E.J. Hyun walked and scored a run in his first at-bats. 267 on the season. And that is ball 1 up high. Twenty 43 pitches, 20 for strikes, and 44 pitches, 20 for strikes. As that's another ball. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. Gets it across as a swing and a miss, and it's a 2-1 now. So Hyungjun, again, I talked about his pitches, mainly two-seam. He's one of the few guys that does not throw a four-seam. So a two-seamer and a cutter are his main two. And that is in there for a strike, a 2-2. 22 pitches in the first inning. He's thrown 24 so far here in the second inning. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, 2-2 count, 1-2 game, and that is going to be another full count. 6th full count of the day already. 3 in the first inning, 3 now here in the second inning. This is the second one for E.J. Hyun. And the 3-2, he sticks the bat out, pops it up. Left fielder Kim Min-hyuk under it, and that will be it. They strand 2 more. They've left 3 on. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-1 KT. Good Lord. Can somebody get some hits with runners on base, please? It's going to be a long, long game if somebody doesn't start throwing some strikes. 48 pitches now for him. Again, Reyes, 31 in the first inning for him. KT will have the number 9 hitter coming up as they almost batted around in the first inning. Left the bases loaded, though. Elsewhere around the league, Hanwha's up 2-1 against Kium, as Kium is already into the bullpen. Lotte up 5-2 with a runner on first in the bottom of the second for NC, and then Doosan's up 2-0 against LG, and SSG and Kia are tied at 2-2. Oh, run scoring everywhere around the league. The only team that hasn't scored yet today is the LG Twins, who pitched a shutout yesterday. All right, we should be back. Just perfect timing there. As Kim Song-soo steps in, 293 on the season, and that is going to be a ball 1. 293 on the season, 1 home run. Again, he took over at shorts for the departed Shimu Jun, who went to Hanwha in free agency and is at second today. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. That is high, 3-0. And here comes the 3-0. Right down the middle, 3-1. Another get me over fastball as he is struggling with his command. Fouls away, and we've got another full count. Yeah. We're going to be having some bullpen issues today, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. Yes, here comes the 3-2 pitch. And that is going to be a ground ball. Second baseman makes the play, spins and throws, and just like that, went away. First time today that the leadoff hitter has been out. That'll bring up Rojas, who singled in his first at bat and then scored a run a little bit later on the Jang Sung-woo single. The umpire continues to mess around with his mask. Rojas is obviously very cold right now. He was kind of like shielding himself from the wind. 190 on the average this year so far for Rojas as he upped it with that single, and that looks like a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. 1 for 1. And misses inside, and it's 1-1. And rips that to foul, and Diaz will have to make the play off of the wall. And, yep. Both pitchers still looking for their first strikeout on the day. And the 1-2 pitch runs inside, 2-2. 41 pitches already for Reyes. Very, very different from last Sunday whenever he was perfect through 7. And that's going to be a little flare into left. Kuchauk is going to watch it drop in front of him, and Rojas is on base for the second straight inning with a single. Rojas, once again, doing his best to get that average back up over the Mendoza line. That might have done it. I think he was hitting 178 coming into today's game. So 2 hits would should bump him up. A quick checky check. Nope, he was hitting 175, so definitely should be up over that now. All right, Hog Young Mean steps in. He walked in his first at bat and looks at strike 1. He did not score a run though, because he was thrown out on the 1-6 ground out by Kim Min Hyuk. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, way in the other batter's box, and Rojas will head back to first as Kang Min Ho was able to block it and get over there quick enough to keep him at first. A little stanky leg there by Mel Rojas Jr. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. And slides back. Takes his hand off the bag as Diaz throws it back, trying a little cat and mouse game. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch. That is going to be a single into right field. Rojas will go first to third, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. More base runners for everybody. Runners on first and third now with only 1 out, and Kong Bae Ko will step in He flew out to left in his first at-bats. Rojas on the run on that pitch, so he was easily able to cruise into third base. Rojas needs to get refitted for his helmet and hats. He's always losing both of them, both Rojas and Reyes for Lotte. As here comes the first pitch, and it catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Kang Bae flew out to left field in his first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. And he calls time. Looks like the wind has died down a little bit. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Reyes, there's only a few pitchers that don't throw a fastball as their first pitch. Reyes is one of them. He throws a slider as his number one pitch. And that is in the dirt. I wonder if he's having trouble gripping the ball since it is so cold. All right, here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that is a crushed foul. 2-2. A little in front of that one. All right, we'll do this thing again. Another 2-2 pitch here. Pitch number 50. And that's going to be a ground ball off Diaz's glove. Rojas will come in. Hog Young Min will head to third. And a RBI single for Kang Bae Ko is once again KT puts up another run and they just move on down the line. I live in Korea, so I just watch regular TV. But if you are outside of Korea, you can go to, it's called Soup Live, SOOPLIVE.com, and you can watch the game. You can watch the game with the Korean announcers and time it almost perfectly. Thank you. I'm answering your question now. And you can, it'll time up almost perfectly with my English commentary. So Kang Bae Ko with an RBI single. Kim Min-hyuk rips one past the diving Diaz again, and that'll be another RBI single as Kang Bae Ko will move over to third base. And just like that, they one more pitch, one more hits, one more run, and it is 4-1 with still runners on the corner. SOOPLIVE.com. It's the official international streaming service for the KBO. All right, it's bottom of the second, and that is ripped into left field, but Guchauk makes an awful play on it. And that will be an RBI or a sacrifice fly as Guchauk looked like he was going to catch it easily, but then stopped and then had to dive for it at the last seconds, which allowed Kang Bae Ko to come on home. A really awkward looking play out there in left field. as he was over, and then he stopped, kind of started to go back, and then had to dive back forward. As I'm not entirely sure what the heck that was. Maybe he was looking for a highlight video or something. I don't know. As that first pitch is outside and it's 1-0. So 2 away finally. But already 5-1 at KT. And here comes the pitch, and that is going to be lifted into right field. Right fielder under it, and that will be 3 away, but not before they add 3 more runs on back to back to back to back singles, and we will go to the 3rd inning. It's 5-1 KT. Reyes, I don't know how much longer he'll be out there. That was a 23 pitches in that inning. KT has already left 4 runners on base, even though they've scored 5 here in the early going. They're now 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That tends to help out the old the chances of scoring some runs, I guess. Now, wow, Lotte is up 5-4 against NC, but they've got the bases loaded in the bottom of the 2nd with just 1 out. They have already gone both teams have already no. Lotte is into the bullpen already. All right, here comes UG Hyuk steps in and looks at strike 1. And the next pitch is right down the middle, and it's 0-2. Ryuji Hyuk singled in his first at bat, was thrown out at home. Really, since that's being thrown out at home, the game really just turned into KT's favor as the 0-2 slapped foul, and it stays 0-2. Again, definitely not his fault. The third base coach, I don't know, again, why he was sending him. Rojas had the ball in shallow right field when he touched third base, as that is going to be a little bloop into left field, and he's got himself a second single of the day as they try to make the way back. So he's been on base twice today. Gujauk will step in. He reached on an E1 on a attempted sacrifice bunt, but the throw from the pitcher ended up going into the outfield, which is why Samsung has their 1 run, as that is in there for a strike. And way, way up high, 1-1. She is only here to see Gujauk. Must be his mom, as he fouls away ball 2, and it's 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch, Ryuji Hyuk over at first base, and no misses inside, and it's 2-2. Ryuji Hyuk and reached on an air, but was not able to come home. And here comes the 2-2. That's going to be a ground ball. 1-6 does not make the play, the throw. That'll erase Ryuji Hyuk over at first, and Gujauk will take his spot. But there's now one out. Looks like some rain is falling in Suwon. As here we got a and that'll be a single into center field. Gujauk will head on over to third. We've got runners on the corner now with one out for Diaz. Diaz had this opportunity last time he was up to bats and ended up hitting into a 3-6-1 double play to end the inning. I guess no, he just had a runner on first. No, Kang Min Ho was on. All right, here comes the pitch to Diaz, and he looks at strike one on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Diaz can't believe it. He's hitting at 258 on the season. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Misses at the top of the zone, 1-1. 60 pitches now for So Hyung Jun. Really going to have to start wondering when these bullpens are going to get up and active, as both of these pitchers have been struggling today. So Hyung Jun has given up 4 hits. Reyes gave up 4 hits just in the last inning. He's given up 7 hits already. Runner on first and third. Diaz, the number 5 hitter, and that is going to be ripped but foul. And 1-2. NC takes the lead. Lotte goes up 5-0 in the first, and they're already losing in the bottom of the second. As that is a pitch right down the middle, and that'll be the first strikeout of the day, as he wants to watch it, and now he's left 4 runners on base himself. So Kim Young-woong steps in. He led off last inning with a single, but was erased immediately by the 6-4-3 double play by Pak Byung-ho. They will make the signs to watch for the Little League double steal. And a swing and a miss there on a pitch on the outside, and it's 0-1. 304 on the season now for the third baseman. Sets up right around the chest, and he fouls that one away, and it's 0-2. And lots of strikeouts, lots of homers from this guy. All right, here we go. The 0-2 pitch. in the dirt, and it gets away, but not far enough. They literally just said that he blocks well. No, he doesn't. He's awful. He is probably the worst catcher in the league. What is his WAR? That is going to be fouled away, and it'll stay 1-2. He is worth negative .23. He is below a replacement player. All right, here we go. Is this going to be pitch number 67? Of course it is, and it's fouled away because pitch 67 is always a strike. We'll have another pitch on 1-2 count. Samsung doesn't look like they have like there's any energy on that team. They look like they are just kind of going through the motions. As he fouled it into his foot. 68 pitches through 3 innings. Sorry, we are in the top of the third. All right, the 1-2 once again, and he fouls that one away also. All right, the 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside, a swing and a miss. And that will be strikeout number 2. He leaves runners on first and third by getting 2 big strikeouts. And we will go to the bottom of the third. It's 5-1. KT. Another 2 left on. They've left 5 runners on base, and they've hit into 2 double plays already. You gotta wonder again. Samsung has a lot of problems scoring away from home. The only way I can't really explain it. They just really struggle to get runs away from home. Mm. All right, back to my calculations. They're now 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position as Samsung. 70 pitches, 22 in that inning. 22, 26, 22. Reyes already sitting at 54 himself through 2 innings. Yeah, it does not look fun out there at all. And it's Sunday. I always felt like Sunday games just, I don't know, they had a different feel to them, at least in my opinion. As we will already be into the bullpen for Young Chang Sup steps out. ERA of 9, 1 win, 3 games, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 333 batting average against. As Reyes just did not have it today, and he is already done. We'll see how many innings we can get out of this guy, or they can get out of this guy. I have nothing to do with the game. As the first pitch misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. So Wong Jae-gyun steps in. And fouls that one away, and it should be ball 2, but instead it's 1-1. And it just catches the piece at the bottom, and it's 1-2 now. And the 1-2 pitch fouls it away, stays 1-2. Wang Jae-gyun 0 for 0 on the day. He walked in his first at bats, then was stranded. And that misses into the other batter's box, and it's 2-2. 2-2. They're coming for you. All right, the 2-2 pitch, and that is also in the other batter's box, and another full count. Why not, ladies and gentlemen? Why not? All right, the 3-2 pitch. And that is going to be a liner into right field, but it's right at the left fielder or right fielder, and that will be one away. They got the leadoff runner out the last inning also, but then they ended up giving up 4 straight hits in a sacrifice to give KT 4 more runs. We'll see what happens on this one. As here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike on the outside, and it's 0-1. Oh, Jung Jun Won flew out to left field to end the first inning in his first at bats, 0 for 1 on the day, and here comes the pitch in the dirts, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, that's a shot into the right field, and another hit for KT as they now have 8 hits already on the day. They've had base runners in every inning. They've scored in every inning. Can they keep their little streak alive? They'll have Kim Song-soo, who was 4-3 ground out in his first at bats. He led off last inning as they almost batted around for the second time. They sent 8 to the plate in the first inning. They've sent 7 to the plates here in the second inning, and we are going to have a pitching change. It's going to be a long day, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up, because it is going to take a while. This is going to be a long, long day. Through 10 pitches, and we've got another pitcher coming in. I'll let you know who it is when we find out. I don't think this game is ever going to end. The the Kia SSG game is already in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Here we are, bottom of the 3rd with 1 out. Kiyomi and Hanwha are bottom of the 4th with 1 out, and then Lotte and NC are the bottom of the 3rd with 1 out, but they've scored 11 runs in that game. Lovely. NC has 6 runs on 3 hits. 6 runs on 3 hits. Oh. All right, we're back. Lee Sung-min steps in. 856 on the season, 1 win, 4 losses, 25. Oh, sorry, last year, 25 games, 47 and a third innings. Oh, already the third pitcher now as they bring in the lefty to face Kim Song-soo, and that's strike one, 141 on the gun for the lefty. No way. Are you serious? That's the third time he's been picked off on the bases that I know of, and I don't even watch their games that much. As that is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Like I said, I don't care how well he hits because he can't play defense and he can't run the bases. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Runner on first, and that is upstairs. Oh, wrong side. 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch sets up right on the outside corner, and it leaks into the middle, and that's going to be a fly ball to the right fielder, and that will be 2 away. The lineup will flip back over to Rojas, who is 2 for 2 today. 2 hits, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. All right, and he checks over on the runner, and the runner over at first is Jang Jun Won, the shortstop. Rojas, the right fielder, steps in. Average up to 203 over the Mendoza line as Rojas, ladies and gentlemen. And Hung Min Ho catches a strike one at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. And he lines that just foul, and it'll be 0-2. That's got to be the most miserable dugout. Like, not only is your manager have zero enthusiasm, but you also, your team is constantly losing. All right, the 0-2 pitch. That is ball 1-2. Why are you sad? Bambara J Samship E Gidong Sadan. All right, the 1-2 pitch that misses low, and it's 2-2. Yeah. Samsung has not looked good. I mean, they're already on their third pitcher. And the 2-2, and that's going to be a chopper up the middle. Second baseman grabs it, steps on the bag, and that will be 3 away. For the first time of the day, KT does not score, and we'll go to the 4th inning. Yeah, the third base coach. Obviously, you're a Samsung fan. Is the third base coach always that bad? In the first inning, he sent Yuji Hyuk on a bunt foul or a bunt error from first base to home trying to score, and he was out by a ton. Reyes, obviously didn't pitch well either, but man, that error on the third base coach is what I'm going to say. KT is now left 5 on the bases. Samsung is left 5 on the bases. Yeah, like I don't know why anybody would why any manager would think that a again Ray Rojas had the ball in his hand and Yuji Huck was at third. Like it didn't make any sense. And that's going to bring up Pak Byung Ho to lead off the 4th inning. Too cautious. Does he realize that the only person that can throw anybody out is Florial? All right, Pak Byung Ho looks at strike 1 on the outside. They've got to do something. Pak Byung Ho is not the answer at DH. 183 on the season. Samsung's got to do something else. They've got at some point you have to think it's just not going to be it as he lifts that one, and that's into the netting above the foul line, and it's 0-2. All right, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside. And an ugly looking swing for a strikeout. Good Lord, that was ugly. Samsung's got to do something. Like I am serious. They've got to sit him down. He cannot be hitting every single game. He's over 2 today with 3 outs, a 6-4-3 ground outs into a double play to end an inning or to erase a base runner. Starts this inning with a ugly looking strike, and that is a strike at the top of the dome for Yoon Jung Bin. He walked in his first at bats, and the 0-1. That's going to be a ground ball. Wang Jae-gyun grabs it, tosses to the pitcher, and that will be 2 away. Are we going to get a 1-2-3 inning here, ladies and gentlemen? Are we going to get a 1-2-3 inning? Everybody get ready as we have 2 outs and nobody has been on base yet. All right, Kim Sung-soo fakes the bunt, and it's oh, he apparently pulled it back. Walked in his first at bats, but obviously was stranded as Samsung is 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position today. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's low, 2-0. And that just catches the top corner, and it's a 2-1 now. So 78 pitches here in the 4th inning for KT starter. And that'll be a single up the middle. And just like that, we do not have a 1-2-3 inning. He is on base for the second day or second time. Yeah, man, it is. Did LG finally score yet? No, LG is the only team that hasn't scored a run yet today. Yeah, they probably can't get a very good grip on the ball, is my guess. We'll see if he takes off now as the first pitch is popped up. Second baseman out and makes a little basket catch. And just like that, we will go to the bottom of the fourth as Samsung leaves another one on base. They've left 6 on so far, and they trail 5-1. I said this one. There we go. 6 runners left on base. They are now 2 for 5 with runners on base. Oh, yeah. Samsung's already in their bullpen. I definitely think that there will be 4 more runs. You got a 9.5er. Yeah, I'll call my people. Oh man, you'll have to. I don't know. Does Soup have replays? You have to go check the replay on Soup. All right, Lee Seung-min is still out there. The KT will have their number 2 hitter up, Hog Young-min. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, a run scored, and a single. And that is a ball 1 inside. And that is in there for a strike on the outside. Yes, that is foul the way, and it's 1-2. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Sets up right down the middle, misses outside, and it's 2-2 now. 13 pitches for Lee Seung-min. Again, the third pitcher already for Samsung. And the 2-2. Outside again, and another full count. Second full count of the day for Hog Young-min. Yeah, that section, that's no TV section, as that is going to be a 3-2 ball hit into left field. Gu Jauk under it, takes off his mask and makes the catch. And 1 away. We'll have the number 3 hitter, Kang Bae Ko, stepping in. Yeah. Didn't Hanwha get beat bad yesterday too? Yeah, so there wouldn't have been any action in the Hanwha cheer section anyway. As that is way up as he dives back and loses his helmet, and it's ball 1. Well, of course, that's what he is. He is a rally killer. Is that is in there for a strike, 1-1 now. 254 on the season after his single RBI and run scored back in the second inning. He flew out to left in his first. Thanks, man. He's having to take a little timeout because his eyes, because the wind is so bad. And here comes the 1-1, and that is outside at 2-1. Slider down and away in the other batter's box. 3-1, and that is fouled away. I was not talking about Kong Ko. I was talking about number 16. See, yeah, gotta love the 55-footer. Try to get it off the bounce. Like he knows it's coming. Everyone knows it's coming. Everyone in the stands knows it's coming. The pitcher, the catcher, the fielders, the runners, the coaching staff, the batter, the TV crew. As the 2-2 is popped up, the third baseman under it, and that will be a foul pop up to the third baseman. 2 away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a chance once again. We've got the first 2 batters out of an inning. Will they be able to get a 1-2-3 inning? What'd she say? All right, Kim Min Hyuk 1 for 2 on the day, and he lifts that one first pitch, and that might be trouble. And a sliding catch by Kim Sung Yoon. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first 1-2-3 inning. Only took 8 halves, but we've got it. We'll go to the top of the 5th. It's 5-1 KT. A 1-2-3 inning, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You heard it here first. A 1-2-3 inning for KT. Samsung will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for an attempt to add some runs before the break. Wow, Moon Dong-ju pitching fairly well. 69 pitches, 3 hits, 5 Ks, and no walks. Which is surprising because in the past he has not pitched well at home. Last year at home he had an ERA of 6, but on the road he had a 3.70 ERA. He also did not pitch well on Sundays last year with an ERA of almost 8. But he is pitching against Kium, and that is something that would cure everybody's ails. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I Moondibigu, Mubidigu. I'm gonna guess that's supposed to be. Honestly, I can't even guess. What is that in Korean? Moon Dong-ju. Okay, I was like, all right. First pitch is a ball outside, and here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that is a strike on the inside, and it's 1-1 now. I don't know. He's so inconsistent. He just, like one day very good, one day very bad, one day very good, one day very bad. It's the 1-1 pitch, and fouled away, and it's 1-2. But I don't think Moon Dong-ju is the like I don't think he's the best Korean pitcher. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that's his fourth strikeout of the day. No, Anujin. Kium's Korean ace. Gujao. No. Anujin, Kium's ace, is probably the best Korean pitcher. All right, Gujao steps in, 1 out, and the first pitch is right down the middle. And it's 0-1. 85 pitches now for So Hyung Jun as he is attempting to get out of this inning. All right, the 0-2 pitch to Gujahook, and he lays off of a ball that just misses the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-2 now. Samsung has got to get a run or two back here. Again, they are already into their bullpen. I don't know what's going on now. I don't know if Gujahook no, I think the umpire called time. I think the ABS system is having problems because the wind is blowing so hard. That's the only thing I can think of. All right, here we go. The 1-2 pitch. And it slaps that foul, and it'll still be 1-2. Song Hyung Jun, 95 pitches in his last outing. All right, here we go. Another 1-2 pitch, way outside, and it's 2-2. Yeah, Son Hyung Jun puts the glove up to his ear and starts his motion. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he struck out another one. Fifth strikeout is fifth in the last 3 innings. 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now another 2 here to start the bottom of the fifth. Kang Min Ho will step in. He is 1 for 1 on the day, and that is strike 1. And checks on the kids. Oh, maybe if you would have caught it, it wouldn't have hit you in the nuts, dude. Catch the ball and it won't hit you in the nuts. That's my advice. That's my professional advice. All All right, here we go. The 0-1, and that's going to be ripped, but foul as go into the field to play, and it's now 0-2. Samsung Joheo? KT Shiloyo. All righty. Oh, nope. Man. Bambada and Hangbok Modu Samsung Joheo. All right, the 0-2 pitch to Kang Min Ho, and it pops him up, but it gets out foul, and it'll stay 0-2. 93 pitches now for So Hyung Jun. Once again, another 0-2 sets up high and outside and misses bad, but he chops it over to the shortstop to throw over. And ladies and gentlemen, another 1-2-3 inning. That is 2 straight halves of a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-1 KT as Samsung looks lost. So have to imagine that will be the end of the day for So Hyung Jun. 5 innings, 94 pitches, 60 for strikes, 5 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 run, but it was unearned. Really, the first couple innings looked really rough for him. But the last 2, he settled down 10 pitches in the 4th and 14 pitches in the 5th. Also getting the runners on first and third, and he gets 2 big strikeouts in the 3rd, and then he gives up the 2-out single, but he gets starts the 5th with 2 strikeouts, and then gets a little ground ball to the shortstop. So ends his day okay with 94 pitches, in line for the win. Again, everything kind of unraveled for Samsung after they decided that they were going to try to race the ball home from shallow right field. And they lost that race, and that may cost them the game. As Jang Sung-woo will lead things off for KT here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see. I don't think Lee Sung-min will. We'll see. Is Lee Sung-min going to stay out there? He's thrown 21 pitches. I haven't seen an announcement of any pitching changes. I have to, they got righties coming up, and he is a lefty. Nope, he's still out there. Camera is shaking a lot with the wind blowing hard. So, all right, he stays in there. 21 pitches, 1-2-3 last inning, and the first pitch here is a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. Jang Sung-woo, 1-for-1 on the day. He singled with an RBI in his first at-bat. Then he has sacrificed fly and an RBI in his second at-bat, and looks at ball 1 low, and it's 1-1 now. And here comes the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. Have to wonder if he comes out after this, if he ends up walking him here. And the 3-1 just clips the top of the zone, and it's 3-2. All right, the 3-2 pitch, and he lifts that one into the air. Center fielder going back under it, and that's will be one away. That's going to bring up Baejong Dae. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He has the go-ahead RBI single back in the first inning and looks at strike one there. 0-1 now. 232 for the longtime KT center fielder. And the 0-1, and that's going to be chopped. Third baseman grabs it, throws across his body, and a bad throw is going to move Baejong Dae over to second base on the E5, and they will have runner on second base after that huge error. Not a good pick by Diaz, but that'll be an error, and we will have now a runner on second base as Wang Jae-gyun steps in. Wang Jae-gyun 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right in his last at bat, and looks at ball one on the outside, and it's 1-0. Two-base error there on Kim Young-un. Not a good day at the plate with a strikeout and runners on base, and then also not a good day on the field, as that is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 now. I thought that he might come out after that, but they are just going to let him stay out there and pitch. Try to get through this fifth inning and make it a bullpen game. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Beautiful pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 now. 122 on the old radar. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that is going to be a shot into the gap. The closing center fielder dives and makes the catch. And that is why it's important to have a good center fielder, as a great diving catch keeps the score 5-1. Maybe he's a guy that only does well after he messes up. He's like the dude that hits you and then buys you flowers to say he's sorry. All right, and as Jong Jun Wan steps in, he looks at ball one. I thought that was a strike, but looks at ball one on the outside. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A single in his last at bat, flew out to left in his his first at bat, and that's going to be a shot. That is going to be trouble. Right fielder going back. He is slid for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. But that is going to score a run on a RBI double. I really don't know what the heck the right fielder was sliding for. The ball was over his head, and then he slides at the warning track and then gets up to pick up the ball. Like, I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. I honestly I have no idea why the right fielder slid. I'm so confused at what that was. But that'll bring up Kim Sang-soo. Kim Sang-soo 0 for 2 on the day. I believe he is the only one that has not been on base so far today. Yes, he is the only one that has not been on base, and he pops that one up. A left fielder, Gujauk, under it, and that will be 3 away. We'll take a break and come back for the 6th in a few minutes. But KT's up 6-1, and Samsung looks lost. All right, so I believe we are about back as Diaz will lead things off. We do have a new pitcher out on the mound as Diaz pops that one, but it'll get out of play, and it's 0-1. So on the mound is Son Dong Hyun. ERA of 0, 2 wins, no losses, 1 hold, 10 games, 10 innings, 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 162 batting average against, and a .8 whip. He looks young. Born in 2001, so he is 24 years old, as that is lifted into the air. But second baseman over and under it. And never mind, the shortstop will take it, as that will be 1 away. No, Kim Jong-un will step in. He had the error last inning that allowed KT to score their 6th run. And a big swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. 300. It looks like rain is coming down once again. 300 on the season, 1 for 2 on the day, single and a strikeout, and looks at strike 2 on the outside there. All right, I think I fixed something that was bugging me. All right, here we go. The 1-2 pitch. Nope, we're going to have a little bit of time. Again, the wind is so bad that it's affecting the play, really. Well, yeah, I mean, and all Hanwha fans will be like, "Oh, he's the greatest player ever." No, he's not. He's not been good since the first half of the season that he was here, or there, I should say, is the 1-2. He sticks the bat out, but he fouls it up into the upper deck, and another 1-2. Yeah, it's official. I read the report put out by Orange Hanwha or Eagles Story, as that is going to be ball 2 in the dirt, as he was able to hold up there. I don't understand those guys that just sit there and like post the same highlight videos, and they just send them to each other. The 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be chopped foul, and it stays 2-2. Welcome, Alan. Just in time to watch a full count. Doosan putting it up to LG, apparently. 7-1 already. All right, here comes the full count. 3-2 pitch sets up right down the middle and misses outside, as the catcher gave him a bad look as he was throwing it. All right, that brings up Pak Byung Ho, who has not done hardly anything all day except get outs. 6-4-3 ground outs in his first at bat, and then struck out in his second at bat, 0 for 2 on the day. And the strikeout was not a pretty one, as that is in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. 180 on the season for the Samsung DH. And there has to be talk about him being done, as that is going to be lifted into center field, and that's will be 2 away. I don't care about Park Byung Ho, 86, so he'll be 40 next year. He is probably running at the end of his career, and the 0-2 is low, and 1-0. Sorry, I don't know. I said 0-2. 2 outs. All right, here comes the 1-0 to Yu Jung Bin, who ropes that one into center field, and that will be a 2-out single that'll move runners up as they'll have runners on second and a third, or sorry, first and second for the number 9 hitter. Again, the DH does not get it done once again, but the Officer Yubin or Officer Jungbin does with the big giant look frog skin. I think that's what they're called. The frog Oakley frog skin knockoff thingies. I don't know. But that's gonna bring up Kim Sung Yoon. He is 1-for-1 on the day and looks at ball one there. Plus a solid defense in center field. 333 on the season, a single and a walk. And the 1-0, and that's going to be a chopper to the second baseman. Grabs it, tosses it to the shortstop, and once again, they go hitless with runners in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-1 KT. More runners left on base. Left. They are now 0 for 6 with runners on base. They've left 8 on so far. Say that. Bottom of the 6th. Well, hopefully you got a good getaway car. Well, at least you know it's going to run. At least you know it's going to start and run. Yeah, right. We should be just about back. Mom feeding her daughter some chicken and chopsticks. Telling you that's going to be the best name ever for a restaurant. Rojas steps on the mat or steps in the box. Lee Sung Min's still out there. Rojas 2 for 3 on the day, and he looks it to strike one at the top of the zone. 200 now, right at the Mendoza line. Hey, Alan, I started laundry before the game. And the 0-1, and that is going to be lifted into right field, and that is going to fall just foul. And it's 0-2. I felt very, very adventurous today. I started laundry, and I took the recycling out early. Well, you don't want to, inconvenience yourself too much today. And the 0-2 upstairs, and it's 1-2. Oh, Rojas 2 for 4 or 2 for 3 on the day. And that is going to be lifted into left field, and that's going to 2 hop into the wall. And he is going to be on second with a leadoff double, his third time today. As they are here just to get hits and runs to get to the 10. There was not a rain delay. There was a hail delay. There was a hail delay. Or yeah. All right, Hog Young Mean steps in. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A walk, a single, a run scored, and a fly out to the left, and looks at strike one. All right, the 0-1 pitch, and he fouls that one out of play, and it's 0-2. Yeah, it just like started coming hard, and they pulled everybody off the field for about 20 minutes or so. As here comes the 0-2, and he lifts that to right field. He will make the catch. Rojas will tag up and head to third. And one out, but a productive out as Rojas moves over to third base. And all right, Kangbe Ko steps in. The infield is in to try to stop the run that would put them up by 6. Ball one. Min Ho, a 1 for 3 on the day. A single, an RBI, and a run scored back in the second inning, and looks at strike one on the curveball, and it's 1-1. Also has a fly out to left and a foul pop up to the third baseman. All right, the 1-1 pitch sets up way in the other batter's box, and he does not chase, as that is ball 2. 47 pitches now for Lee Sung-min, who is again the third Samsung pitcher in today's game. And here comes the 3-1, and that's going to be Chopper. Diaz makes the play, but it goes foul, and we'll have another pitch here, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a runner on second, just so you guys know. All right, here we go. The 2-2 pitch sets up in the other batter's box, and that is way, way high and outside. And we've got another full count. 6 full count of the day for the KT batters. They have 4 outs and a walk. And this one is going to be swing and a miss on ball 4. And Rojas still hanging out at third base. A big high fastball up at the shoulders. He swings right under it, and 2 away. All right, Kim Min Hyuk steps in, looks at ball 1. Kim Min Hyuk, RBI single, a 1-6 ground out. Then he scored a run, and then a fly out to center field. And that is fouled away, and it's 1-1. Oh, that just bounced. It hit that lady in the face. Ouch. It bounced off a seat and oh, it's a guy. Sorry, my bad. Hit him right in the face. And the 1-1, and that's chopped foul 1-2. He was not paying attention at all. I don't know if it broke his glasses as the ouch. All right, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2 now. Rojas still hanging out 90 feet away, lead off double, and then they went to right or went to third on the fly out to rights, but Kongbe Ko swings at ball four. So they will take him to the infirmary, I guess. And the 2-2 pitch. Did he go? Did not. And another full count. KT needs to get this run in. Thank you, Michael. And he fouls away ball four, and it'll stay 3-2. 56 pitches now for the reliever. Have to imagine that this is going to be the last inning for him. And Rojas, leadoff double, hanging out over at third base. They would love to get him home. And a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. And that's will leave Rojas 90 feet away. And we will go to the seventh inning. It's 6-1 KT. I still don't know why it does that, but it does. There we go. Leaves another runner on base. That is 7 now. Kia putting it to SSG up 11-2 now in the 8th inning. Let it out, man. Let it out. Who's up for Q? Idong Guillaume with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th with just 1 out. You've got NC up 7-5 over Lotte. Doosan is up 7-1 against LG, but both of the teams losing 7-1 have the bases loaded with LG's got 2 outs, Kium's got 1, and then Kia is just putting a whooping on SSG. Kia does not want to be in the basement, does not want to be in last place anymore. As Wan Sang Hyun will step out on the mound. ERA of 1 on the season, 4 holds, 9 games, 9 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 194 batting average against, and a .89 whip. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this for I've been streaming for 4 years, but 2 years now on YouTube. And that is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. And misses outside, 1-1. And just catches the outside, and it's 1-2 now. EJ Hyun 0 for 2 on the day. He walked in his first at bat, scored a run, but then flew out to left, and then a pop fly to the second baseman back in the 4th inning. And the 1-2 pitch outside, and it's 2-2 now. All right, the 2-2 pitch. Way outside, and that runs the count full. Why wouldn't you start your first relief appearance with a nice big full count? This is the third full count for EJ Hyun. Full count in the first. Neither. As that is popped foul and it stays 3-2. I am just a baseball fan, a KBO fan. Like I'm wearing a KT Wiz uniform, but that's just because they're home. I just wear uniform for whatever's the home team. All right, here comes a 3-2 pitch once again. Almost hits him, and he'll head to first base with a leadoff walk. The offenses are a wild today in the KBO. Holy offense. Something like 70 runs already today. And here comes the first pitch is outside. Yuji Hyuk didn't even take the bat off of his shoulder and just looked at it. Oh, here we go. The 0-1 pitch. A 302 on the season for the second baseman. 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a strikeout. And that is going to be a little soft little liner into left field. And just like that, they've got runners on first and seconds with nobody outs. As Gu Jauk will step in now. Again, these bullpens in the KBO are what you would say not good. Not good. Not good. We'll see. Are we going to get a pitching change here? No. I'm going to still keep him in. All right. And that is fouled away, and it's 0-1. Gu Jauk 0 for 2 on the day. He, why does it say he's 0 for 2? He is definitely 0 for 3. Reached on an error in his first at bat, a 1-6 ground out, and then a strikeout in his last at bats. The score bug is wrong. I am right. Do not listen to the score bug, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the guy that knows what he's talking about. The official score is drinking the green juice, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Maybe, or are we just going to watch this girl on screen? And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. 1-2. Yeah, there are. If you go to the the community tab or post tab on my webpage or my YouTube channel, it'll have next week's what I'm streaming. So I know there are some LG games in there. I think a couple. As the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be roped into right field. 1 run is going to score. As Yuji Hyuk is going to cruise into third base. Will they send him? They learned their lesson, as that will be an RBI double. And they will have runners now on second and third with nobody outs. No, it's definitely recorded as a plate appearance. Oh, they gave him a sacrifice bunt on that. That's why they're not counting it as a plate appearance. That is going to be a ground ball. What is Yuji Hyuk doing? Oh my lord! And the air on the catcher. 1 run is going to come in. 2 runs are going to come in. Oh my lord, KT, that is embarrassing. A shot right to the third baseman. Yuji Hyuk just stood there and looked at the third baseman. Ends up scoring 2 runs because the third baseman throw starts to go after him. And good lord, the third baseman starts to go after him, throws to the catcher. Then the catcher throws it wild to the shortstop, who's covering short or covering third base. So 2 runs come in when it should have easily been an out over at third base because Yuji Hyuk just stood there instead of getting back to the base on a ball that was right at the third baseman. Wow. So with that, Kang Min Ho is going to be on second base. Diaz will now be up to the plate as the tying run, as that is a strike down the middle, and it's 0-1. Good lord, the KBO defense is here to play, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be an FC, and that is going to be ripped into right field. Rojas makes the catch, bobbles it, but Kang Min Ho will head over to third base, and now they've got a runner 90 feet away with just 1 out. He bobbled it getting out of his glove. All right. Oh, apparently there was a ball somewhere. We didn't see it as he pops it up to the second baseman. And the shortstop battling it and almost run into each other. Wow, the defense is defensing here in the KBO tonight. Oh my lord. Told you they'd get 3 more runs or 4 more runs. And that is in there for a strike. Park Byung Ho 0 for 3 on the day, 177 now on the season. 6-4-3 ground out, a strikeout, a flyout to center field, and a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. Ah. They don't even have the scoring done yet as he lifts that one, a right fielder at the warning track, and then comes back in, and that's will be 3 away. They get 3 runs on a couple hits and an error, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th. It's a new game, 6-4 Samsung, or KT, sorry. Now, how do I score all of this stuff? Yeah, a hailstorm in the middle of the game. Let's see here. So we have a run scored there, a run scored there, a run scored there. They Another delay? Is it rain again? I have to think that Hee Sung Min is done. So make sure my stuff is right. Yep, my stuff is right. Tail again. Yeah. All right. So Jung Sang Woo will step in. He is the one that had the air there. As Ho Sung is out on the mound now. I said I didn't think that he would still be out there. So 4.70 ERA, 0-1 on the season with a hold, 8 games, 7 2/3 innings, 11 strikeouts, and that is low ball two. And it catches the bottom of the zone there, and it's 2-1 now. There we go. I'm all caught up now. I don't think anybody else has been changed or subbed in. And that is way outside. Now it's super sunny in on TV in the stadium, so no rain yet. Chang Sung warming up in the bullpen for Samsung, the left-hander, the first round pick. A lot of people's pick for rookie of the year this year. A lot of rookies around the league getting a lot of playing time early in the season as the 3-1 freezes them, and it's 3-2 now. Another full count. Good Lord. Full counts galore today. This is the 8th full count of the day for KT. And that is nowhere near a strike zone, and he will be on base with a leadoff walk. Should have gone to the game, man. Would have been a great day to watch baseball. Everybody on Hanwha is getting hits. All right, Baejung Dae steps in. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Why is he? It here it says he's 2 for 3. It was an error on the third baseman. Like it's not a hit. I can't believe they gave him a hit on that. These scorers in the KBO they've got to be drunk. That's the only thing that it could possibly be. That or maybe it's the player's mom, I guess. Maybe that's it. Like each player gets their mom to score their at bats. All right, here comes the 1-1. Nope, checks over at first. Jang Sung-woo. Yeah, Jang Sung-woo, not known for the only stolen bases he's known for is giving them up. Is again, he's thrown 3 runners out this year. He's let 18 guys steal bases against him, and that is in there for a strike on the outside, and it's 1-2. The fact that they played yesterday's game, that was ridiculous. After an hour and 10-minute rain delay, it's rained the entire game. And then the 1-2 outside at 2-2. KT Wiz. All right, the 2-2 pitch in the dirts, and he almost goes over, but now we've got another 3-2 count. Michael, are you of Korean descent? With a last name Park, I have to imagine you are, or maybe somewhere else. Obviously, you're a Mets fan, so I assume you live in New York. Nobody outside of New York are Mets fans. All right. All right, the 3-2 pitch, and that's slapped into right field, and that a bobble over there by the right fielder, but doesn't do any damage. And just like that, we've got more runners on base. More. Ah, where are you at in Korea? I assume Seoul, since if you're an LG fan. All right, it looks like we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a pitching change. No, maybe. Yep, and we'll have a pitching change. Oh, more. This game is never going. Why are you an LG fan and not a Doosan fan? Who is coming in? All right, Wong Jae Gyun is not going to hit. Oh Yoon Suk is going to hit instead. So get that change. And Oh Yoon Suk will probably take over at first base, utility infielder. And then Samsung will have Bae Chan Sung. Again, the rookie, a lot of people's pick for rookie of the year, a hard throwing left-hander. Makes sense. Were you were you uh were you in Korea 2 years ago when LG won for the first time in 29 years? Or was it 29 or was it 32? I can't remember. All right, Oh Yoon Suk will pinch hit here, and then you have Bae Chan Sung on the mound, 159 ERA, 2 holds, 7 games, 5 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 150 batting average against, and a 1.06 whip. And here we go. No outs, runners on first and second, and yes, a bunt, ladies and gentlemen. He throws it in the dirt, and that is going to be ball one. I've only been to, I've been to 3 playoff games here in Korea. I went to the 2 Hanwha versus Kium games in Daejeon, and then I went to 2008. I went to see the Doosan versus SK Korean series. As that is low, and it's 2-0 now. Welcome back. All right, the 2-0 pitch again. Once again, Oh Yoon Suk came into bunts, and he doesn't need to because that's ball 3. He is yet to be near the strike zone. Oh, yeah. When I went in 2018, I bought him on Ticket Bay. And actually, the games when I went to the Hanwha or Nexen games, I believe they were Nexen at the time. That is a strike on the outside. No problem. Hey, enjoy the winnings, sir. Enjoy the winnings. All right, here comes the 3-1 pitch. Diaz on the grass. Kim Young-un on the grass too, and that runs way up and in. Did he foul it? Okay, I guess he got a piece of it. So that'll be a foul ball. Or did he just didn't get it back in time or what? I don't know, but they're calling it a strike. And I have to finish setting up. I can kind of show you. So I have a camera there, a screen there, and everything else. I'm trying to set up for my Yep. Yep. So did they say he walked? They said it was a strike, but now they're saying it wasn't a strike, and all right, bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom, and that is going to be ball one. Yep. 2008. At that time, I was a season ticket holder for Hanwha. As here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that is down the middle, 1-1. So that year I went to every stadium. Yeah, I mean they were teammates for like 6 years. I hope so, as that is in there for strike, and it's 1 and 2. So like all the the picture that you see here, the KT Wiz stadium, that I took that in 2018, as that misses inside, and it's 2 and 2 now. Yeah, 2018, I went to all the stadiums. Even went to that's the year I went to Ulsan for the All-Star game. Went to I think 90 something games that season. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be Chopper, third baseman, going to have to go home and touch it. That will be 1 away. The Samsung Hanwha games. All right. That'll be yeah, that's very possible. And that's in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Yeah, I have basically pretty much almost every Hanwha home game. I had season tickets since 2018, front row of the cheer section, so I was probably on TV quite a few. All right, the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-0. Is Bae Chang Sung is really struggling with command. And here we go, the 2-0 pitch. That is ripped right at the shortstop. He loses it. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and they get out of it with no runs. Bases loaded, nobody out, and they get out of it. EJ Hyun makes a stop. Oh, I thought he lost the ball because he looked around for it, grabs it, throws to seconds, and then over to first for an inning-ending double play as we'll go to the 8th. It's 6-4. KT. Leaving the bases loaded. Good Lord. 6-4-3 inning double play. Bases loaded, nobody out. Unbelievably awful execution. We should have so Wan Sang Hyun is done, and Kim Min Soo will come in now. Yeah, I mean I don't think like I don't go to KBO games to watch great baseball. I go to watch baseball, and yeah, I go to watch baseball. I don't go to watch great baseball. I go to cheer. Yeah, I mean it yeah, I think it's, obviously it's vastly different than the US as Yu Jung Bin leads off for KT or for Samsung here in the bottom of or the top of the eighth. They've got 6 outs to score 2 runs, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. That is going to be a ball, and it's 1-1. So Kim Min Soo this season 3.97 ERA, 5 holds, 12 games. He is getting plenty of opportunities, and that is an opportunity to get a double, as that is going to roll over into the corner as Yu Sung Bin or Yu Jung Bin is going to be in with a leadoff double, as the tying run will now come to the plates. As once again, the KBO bullpens doing the KBO bullpen thing. Was that Ted? Steve, are you talking about Ted? I remember Ted was the trumpet guy. All right, stepping in is Kim Sung Yoon, and looks at ball one way outside. Kim Sung Yoon, 1 for 2 on the day, a walk, a single, and a 4-6 groundouts. 324 on the season for the center fielder. And he lifts that one into the gap. That is going to be a trouble, as that's going to one hop into the wall, as Kim Sung Soo is going to be sliding into third base, as he might have fallen off the bag. 1 run is going to score no matter what, but we'll see what happens here. As he was as Young Min put the tag on him, he had an awkward slide and fell off the bag, at least with his hand. Whether or not his right foot stayed on, they'll have to probably replay it, as Young Min was pointing to it. Oh, I think he got his foot back on the bag. Nope. I think he might. Oh, that's tough. It looks like he might have put his foot into the glove. So his hand's on here, his foot's off here, but his hand is still on. His hand is off. His foot touches. Oh man, that is difficult. That is hard to tell right there. I wouldn't. His right finger seems to be on. Whew. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you keep the tag down. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't swipe the tag. That is why you drop the tag down. As the time is going and going, he represents the tying run at third. Again, he should have easily been in there, but a very awkward slide. A very, very awkward slide. I just don't think they have a good camera angle that can see. I don't know. Yeah. Again, it's kind of one of those things where he was called safe on the field. Do they have enough to replay it? I wonder how much time. Safe. And there you go. He's got himself a triple. Yeah, again, this is one where I think maybe if he was called out on the field, that he would have been kept out. It's one of those that there's not a really good angle that shows him having the tag on him. So here comes the pitch. The first pitch is low, and it's ball one. So EJ Hyun steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He has 2 walks and 2 runs scored, however. And the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1 now. What are we on? 3 hours now for this game with an inning and a half left. And the 1-1 pitch, that's going to be ripped right at Hog Young Min, and that saved a run as the line out to the third baseman and 1 away. Is Kim Sung Yoon quickly back to the bag. Rough day as Yuji Huck will now step in. Misses inside, and it's ball one, 1-0. They've had a runner stranded on the bases before. Lots of issues. As that is going to be a ball outside, and it's 2-0. They have 2 hits now on the day with runners in scoring position. They're 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position as he swings at ball 3, and it's 2-1 now. Runner on third is Kim Sung Yoon. Kim Sung Yoon has a ton of speed. Again, that was a triple into the left center. And the 2-1 misses outside. Should be ball 4, but instead it's 3-1 counts. A wild pitch will easily score Kim Sung Yoon, who again, lots and lots of speed over at third base. Yuji Huck, a left-handed hitter, so a ground ball to the right side, And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And we've got ourselves a full count because why wouldn't you have a full count with a runner on third with nobody outs? Well, one out now. Fly ball scores. A ground ball should score him also. As what do we got here? We've got something going on. And they're going to have a pitching change, a 3-2 pitching change, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-2 pitching change. Wow. Wow. A 3-2 count and a pitching change. I don't get this. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. They're going to bring in a righty though. The righty was already on the mound. I don't get this. What? Why? I mean, seriously. You got a 3-2 count and you're going to bring in a new pitcher. I just don't get this. I don't get it at all. Like, why? Why? Why are you bringing in it? So, they're going to bring in their closer, Park Young-hyun. Park Young-hyun will come in to get a 5-out save. So bringing in the closer as interesting. So he'll come in with a 3-2 count. You've got a guy that's got to come in and throw a strike right away. And everybody knows in the KBO, relievers throwing strikes, whether it's your best closer or not, is usually not a a well-known thing. All right, we're back. Oh, a 3-2 count, Ryuji Hyuk. But Park Young-hyun out on the mound, 0-1 on the season, 5 saves, 10 games, 11 and a third innings, 12 strikeouts, 9 walks, 205 batting average against, and a 1.50 whip. He is the Korean team closer, where he has been in recent years in the 3-2, is that's going to be swing and a miss on ball 4. Yen, you bring him in to throw a strike. He throws a strike, but it wasn't a strike, and that will bring up Gu Ja-uk, who has an RBI double and a run scored in his last at-bats. He's 1 for 4. Again, they're giving him a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bats. And that's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Runner on third base, 90 feet away with nobody out, and they can't get him home. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. There was no K zone, so I'm going to guess that's a ball. There was no K zone on the screen, so I couldn't see the yellow or green lights. And here comes the 1-1, a swing and a miss, blows it past him at 150. Yeah, just to see professional baseball is enjoyable. Again, I go to Major League Baseball to watch baseball. I go to Korean baseball to watch baseball, but more for the atmosphere, as that's way outside, 2-2. Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams now, a lot of countries are really getting in with the WBC, are starting to get themselves a baseball team. All right, the 2-2 sets up inside, and he misses inside, misses outs, but that is going to be a fly ball to left field, and just like that, they strand the tying run 90 feet away with 0 outs. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-6 KT. Wow. 90 feet away. You get a leadoff double, then a triple, and then you can't bring them home. They've left 9 no, they've left way more than that on base. They left 10 runners on base now. Oh, the second league games. All right, coming in is Baek Jung Hyun for Samsung. You. All right, we should just about be back. All right, bottom of the 8th here. Baek Jung Hyun out on the mound for Samsung. Leading things off will be Rojas, the leadoff batter. Bringing in the lefty to face the switch hitter. Park Jung Hyun on the season, 238 ERA, 1 win, 7 games, 11 and a third innings, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Rojas, 3 for 4 on the day, 2 singles and 2 runs scored, a double, but was stranded over at third base, just like Kim Sung Yoon. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, sets up on the inside, a slow curve, and that is roped to left field. Gu Ja-hook makes the catch running into the wall, and that is 1 away. Probably more Samsung fans than KT fans at the stadium, I would be willing to guess. All right, here we go. And the ball 1 in the dirts, and it's 1-0. Hog Young Min steps in. He's 1 for 3 on the day. A single and a run scored in the second, a walk in the first, fly out to left, and a fly out to right. And that is ball 2 way up in the zone. And it's 2-2 or 2-0. 281 on the season for the third baseman. Again, third baseman playing great defense is something that's really improved KT from last year. And the 2-0 is outside, and it's 3-0. A big upgrade for KT, bringing in Hog Young Min from Doosan in free agency, makes the hot corner way better for KT. As that misses outside, and a 4-pitch walk will put an insurance run on the base pass. That'll bring up Kang Bae Ko, the big left-hander, who is 1 for 4 on the day. Big strikeout in his last at bat with Rojas 90 feet away from an extra run. It was Hog Young Min. A 1 for 4 again, a single RBI and a run scored in the second inning, and that is a ball 5 on the outside. 246 on the season. Will be, I believe, a free agent next year. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that's ball 6. Ball 7. Ball 7. Ball 7 as he steps off. Probably a clash of the blues. He's got that mint glove and a blue uniform. The baseball gods are not happy with his fashion sense and are punishing him by not getting him any strikes. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. All right, here we go. We've got a 2-0 count now. Kangbeko. And a swing and a miss. Almost loses his helmet there, trying to hit a grand slam with just one runner on, and it's 2-1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch and fouls it away as he drops down to a knee, and it's 2-2 now. I don't know what Kang Min Ho said to Baek Jung Hyun, but whatever it was is obviously working. Maybe he just told him to throw strikes. That always seems to work. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. And fouls that away and gets out of play, and it'll stay 2-2. I feel like this game is taking forever, but it's moving faster than 2 other games. All right, the 2-2 pitch. And in the dirt. Another full count. 11 full counts for KT today. They have 1 hit on full counts and 3 walks. All right, here comes a 3-2 pitch, and he checks over on the runner, and well, not a 3-2 pitch yet. Hong Bae-ko had a full count last at bat and struck out swinging. Had a pitch up at his shoulders. Are they going to go upstairs again? All right, here comes the 3-2. They do, but he pops it up. Center fielder under it, and 2 away. That might have been a strike. Top of the zone. But anyway, he swings, foul, or pops it up, and you've got 2 outs now, and Kim Min-hyuk will step in. Kim Min-hyuk 1 for 4 on the day, 1-6 ground out. Did come around to score after he was on base, and then a RBI single in his second at bat, a fly out to center, and a strikeout last at bat. 316 on the season for the left fielder and the cleanup hitter. And that is in the dirt, and it's 1-0 now. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Maybe. There we go. And fouls it away, 1-1. Pitch is taking forever. All right, 1-1 pitch. Shaking his leg back there in the batter's box, and he golfs that one up into the air. Center fielder under it, and that will be 3 away. We'll go to the 9th. Samsung needs 1 before KT gets 3. Let's see who's coming up. Both teams have left 10 runners on. They'll have their 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up, hoping to get themselves 1 run before KT gets the 3 outs. Elsewhere around the league, Hanwha ended up holding on and wins 7-1 against Kium. NC is now up 7-6 against Lotte in the bottom of the 7th. Doosan is up 9-2 against LG in the bottom of the 7th. Kia ended up winning 11-5 against SSG, and then obviously our game here is Kium is now in the basement at 7-12. So Lotte moves up to the 5th spots and Kia moves up 4 spots to 7th. Obviously, that'll change if NC and Lotte switch spots there, as NC will jump up a spot or 2. All right, here we go. Top of the 9th, Kang Min Ho, Park Young Hyun on the mound. The KT closer. So Kim Min Hyuk is out. Chae Sung Min is in. Rojas moves over to left field. I'm not going to change that unless we get some action with offensively. All right, here comes the first pitch. Runs inside, ball 1. And there's a pitch right down the middle, 1-1. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Way upstairs, 2-2. And these teams did not play yesterday because of the rain out, so the bullpens were well rested coming into the game. And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss. 1 away. Didn't even attempt to run down to first base. So that'll bring up Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 4 on the day, a 3-6-1 ground out or double play, a strikeout looking, a pop fly to the shortstop, and a fly out to right. He has left a half dozen on the base pass, I believe. 246 now on the batting average for the season, and the first pitch is fouled away at a pitch up at his shoulders, and it's 0-1. And they love, like, this is something I really wish player or pitchers would do more, is this high fastball. I talked about it all year last year about how the high fastball isn't used enough in the KBO, is that is low, and 1-1. Especially against right-handers, that high fastball is such a good pitch. Left-handers aren't as likely to chase it, but it seems like a lot of the KBO left-handers are chasing it this year. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that is going to be a liner into center field, and he'll have himself a base hit for the first time today. And just like that, the tying run is on base. We'll see if he stays on to run, though. Have to think that they will have a pinch runner here. Yep, they will. Yang Do-gun, who hit the walk-off the other day. Plenty of speed at second. All right, Kim Young-un looks at ball one in the dirts. And I've said this before, the catcher is not good. The catcher for KT is one of the worst defensive catchers in the league. He has given up 18 stolen bases already this year. Have to think that they would be thinking about going here, as that is in the dirt, and it's 2-0. Kim Jong-un wants to atone for his error that ended up causing a run. He is singled in his first at bat, struck out, walked, and then a pop fly to second base with runners in scoring position. And here comes the 2-0. That's going to be grounded foul, and it's 2-1. On deck for Samsung is Kim Ha-gon, as Kim Jong-un seems to be might have pulled something on that swing. The trainer's out to visit him. Now the coaching staff comes out. Did he foul it off of his foot? Ah, yes, he fouled it right off the top of his toes. All right. He does a little weeble wobble with his foot. Make sure his foot still works. Umpire checks on him. All right. Well, we'll have a baseball game still, ladies and gentlemen. Runner on first is Yang Do-gun, and he's got some speed. Kim Jong-un just fouled it off of his foot. He's got a 2-1 count here. Park Young-hyun already 3 out so far. He needs 2 more for the 5-out save. And they set up and right down the middle, and it's 2-2. 148 on the gun. Jang Sung-woo closes his eyes as he catches that. And here comes the nope. They're gonna check over at first. All right, the 2-2 pitch. Way up and outside and a full count. Will they go on this pitch? I really have to think they do. Again, you got a guy behind the plate that does not throw well. You got a guy up to bat that strikes out a lot, but you've got a guy you at this point. I think you got to go as they check over on him, and he steps it back on, and it's. Oh, I think you've got to go. I think the possibility of a strike him out, throw him out, double play is there, but I don't trust the fact that the guy behind the plate would have to be the one throwing out the runner. As they strikes him out, looking at it, and he wasn't going either, as that was awful coaching. Awful coaching. Wow. Not wanting to swing the bat, huh? That's gonna bring up Park Byung Ho, but again, like I said, that Kim Hung Gon was on deck. We'll see if yeah, we'll have a pinch hitter here as that just catches the top of the zone. So coming off the bench, 2 home runs on the season at 298 on the year, 0-1 here. And the 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside and he fouls it away and it's 0-2. Samsung down to their final out or final strike. They had an opportunity to tie it last inning with a runner on third and nobody out, and they couldn't get him in. And here we go, the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a liner right at the shortstop. And that will end the game as Samsung leaves their 11th base runner on base as they once again cannot get runners in when they are not at home. Well, that'll end this game. They had plenty of opportunities to score. Both teams had plenty of opportunities to score. Samsung left 11 guys on base. KT left 10 guys on base. Multiple times they had, KT had the bases loaded with nobody out. Didn't score any runs. They also had Rojas over at third base with only one out and didn't score. There in the 8th inning, Samsung had Kim Sung Yoon on third base with nobody out and the 1-2-3 hitters up and couldn't get him in to tie the game. They just really didn't have, again, they just struggle so much to score when they can't hit home runs. So on the day, let's see, they went 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position. The 2 hits that they had with runners in scoring position were extra base hits that scored runs. They just I mean, honestly, this is a problem earlier whenever I've streamed before. This is a problem obviously today. They really struggle to score runs whenever they can't hit home runs. Samsung has a big problem with Park Byung Ho. The fact that you're pinch hitting for your DH in the 9th inning says something. He's hitting below the Mendoza line. Yeah. Again, Samsung in the 1st inning, a horrible send by the third base coach kept them from scoring extra run. So yeah, they just really just was not. They just looked off kind of all day. KT got enough pitching from So Hyung Jun. Again, did not start well. 22 pitches, 26 pitches, and 22 pitches. He was at 70 pitches through the 3 innings, but then settled down 10 pitches and then 14 pitches in his last inning, the 5th. So he'll get the win. Didn't particularly pitch well. Walked a ton of players. Gave up a lot of hits, but Samsung just couldn't get them in. So his final line will be 5 innings, 94 pitches, 5 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 run, but it was unearned. But he will get the win. Park Young Hyun comes in, gets the 5-out save. Reyes was not good. 2 innings, he threw 54 pitches in those 2 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, gave up 5 runs. He will get his first loss of the season. So Samsung drops the game. They will drop down to 10-8 on the season. KT will go up to 9-7, 9-7-1. So they may flip in far as percentage points. So, but KT did enough to get things done. They had the big starts where they made the error, or they scored runs when they had to. They got the big hits when they needed to. So for them, they had the 2 big innings to start. Samsung had the the one big inning. But again, those were unearned runs, a lot of unearned runs for Samsung today, as they just can't get runs in when they can't get home runs. And when they play in the bigger ballparks, like when they're playing in Busan or they're playing in Jamshil, and KT is a bigger part too, but they really struggle to score runs when they can't hit home runs. They've got to do something about the DH. Park Byung Ho is not the answer. He's 38 years old. He's at the end of his career. He's not hitting 200. He has 5 home runs on the season, but he also has, I don't know, 7 ground and double plays and 25 strikeouts. He's a below average player at this point. So you have to look at something else. But KT, they get it done. They get the big win after yesterday's rain delay. Elsewhere around the league, real quick, again, Hanwha wins 7-1. NC's up 6-9 against Lotte right now, top of the 8th, but Lotte has a runner on. Looks like Doosan's up 9-2 against LG in the bottom of the 8th. Kia beats SSG 11-5, and then obviously here KT wins 6-5. Next week, full week is not a full week. I will not be streaming on Saturday next week, but real quick, Tuesday Hanwha versus SSG. Wednesday Samsung versus LG. Thursday Hanwha versus SSG, which should be Mitch White's season debut. Friday LG at SSG. Saturday, I'll be going to the Coldplay and Twice concert, so I won't be streaming. And then Sunday, it looks like it's going to be LG and SSG. Again, you got 2 of the top teams in the league, so should be good pitching, good games. I don't know if they'll have a full week of games. Quickly checking the radar or the forecast. It is possible that Saturday is going to be rained out, so we'll see. We'll see then. The forecast obviously always changes, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, thank you guys very much, and until next time.